Hello, what's going on, everyone? I hope everyone's having a great week. My name is Charles, also known as the Brown Mountain Zepbound. Before I get started, I won't be doing a weekly update this week. I got plans to get out of town, so no time to record, but I am tracking my progress still, and I will give a 2-week update next week when I conclude week 66. So here are a few of the GLP-1 news items that I found interesting this week. I hope you find them interesting as well. Let's get to it. Eli Lilly is back in court and getting real litigious these days. And if these allegations are true, I think this one is warranted, at least in my opinion. This one right here is a doozy. The allegation is that a med spa based in Indianapolis, which is in the backyard of Eli Lilly, is buying Zepbound injector pens, breaking them open and splitting the doses and repackaging them in vials to resell to customers. For example, they could take a 12.5 milligram injector pen and split it into 5 2.5 milligram doses, or 15 milligram injector pen and split that into 6 2.5 milligram doses. The name of this med spa is Premier Weight Loss. They charge $49 for the initial consultation and then $75 per month for follow-up care. And then they are charging $350 for the repackaged Zepbound. They do the same thing with Ozempic but charge $300 a month. Lilly alleges that Premier Weight Loss is profiting about $1,000 per month for each pen. The complaint states, Premier Weight Loss is differentiating themselves from compound pharmacies by offering the real thing. By cloaking itself in the goodwill and assurances associated with Lilly's medicines, PWL explicitly contrasts the products it offers from the knockoff, untested, and unapproved products offered by other compounding pharmacies and med spas. Now, I've personally seen people on the internet give step-by-step instructions on how to do this at home. It is an involved process, and there are a lot of steps to it. It ain't my cup of tea, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. You are taking medication that is packaged in a sterile environment and making it unsterile. You are possibly introducing contamination into your body. If you remember, the issue with sterility is what got Equita Pharmacy shut down by the state of Washington, the whole mochi thing. In that case, one of the findings was that techs were simply reaching over filled vials that were uncovered. While that is bad enough due to the potential that a foreign element is introduced into the medication, this one seems even worse to me. There's also a likelihood that if they are splitting a 10 milligram injector pen, for example, into 4 2.5 milligram vial doses, one or more of those vials aren't getting the full equivalent of the 2.5 milligram dose, or one or more is getting more than the equivalent of a 2.5 milligram dose. And that does not even mention the potential for contamination. The problem with injecting unsterile medication is that they are putting the customer or patient at risk of life-threatening infection or even death. Now, what is not clear to me is if Premier is actually telling the customers that this is what they're doing, this is how they're splitting the doses in this unsafe manner. For their part, Lilly is suing for both trademark infringement and false advertising. Listen, there are going to be a bunch of shady individuals and companies out there trying to take advantage of the GLP-1 space and try to get a quick buck off of people in the gray and black markets. It's not worth it. Now to the next story. Is it possible to use a GLP-1 to treat or even prevent dementia? It seems like it could be a possibility, at least according to early studies. There was a meta-analysis done of 26 clinical trials that involved over 160,000 participants, which indicates that GLP-1s may reduce the risk of developing dementia. It was previously thought that sodium glucose cotransporter 2 inhibitors, or SGLT2I, may reduce dementia risk because of the link between diabetes and dementia. The thought there is that by controlling blood sugar levels and helping the kidney to expel excess glucose, the risk of dementia could be reduced. However, it has been shown to produce no such benefit. And along with there being a connection between diabetes and dementia, there's also a link between neuroinflammation, plaque buildup in the arteries, and high blood pressure, all of which have been shown to benefit from the introduction of GLP-1 medications into the body. For example, GLP-1s have a profound effect on reducing inflammation in the body, even though it's not fully understand the mechanism that it uses to do that. But reducing inflammation may slow brain cell death. Also, the meds have been shown to be cardioprotective. For example, the SELECT trial for semaglutide showed a 20% reduction in major adverse cardiovascular events. And of course, these medications were designed as diabetic medications to begin with. So these medications are addressing all of the risk factors at one time. I just cannot wait to see where these medications and the advancement in science goes over the next few years. I think we are just scratching the surface. Now, I find this next story really, really interesting. I hadn't heard about this one before. You may be someone that does not like taking a GLP-1 injection, or you may be someone that is not too fond of oral medications. There might be another option for you in the future. Vaccess, a biotech firm that is based in Massachusetts, has been working on the development of microarray patch technology, or MAPs, also known as microneedle patches. MAPs are being looked at for the delivery of a host of medications, including vaccines. Now, these things do not require needles or cold storage and are applied to the skin just like a bandage would be. Vaccess patch is known as a MyMix patch, which is a soluble microarray with tips that dissolve into the body and slowly release the medication over time. Since 2024, they have been developing a patch combined with semaglutide, the active ingredient, and Ozempic and Wegovy. They report that they have shown the ability to deliver semaglutide via this method and have shown similar bioavailability as the subcutaneous injections in many pigs and rodents. Now, they announced this week that they have raised an additional $9 million to further develop this method, and it will be interesting to see where this one goes. That's my news for this week. I hope you found those tidbits as interesting as I did. And again, I will not be giving an update this week, so check back in with me next week when I give you a double up, a week 65 and a week 66 summary. I hope everyone out there is having a great week and you have a great weekend. I know I'm going to enjoy mine. I'm catching flights and trying to enjoy myself this weekend and go see the grandkid and see our kids. So that's it for me. Feel free to leave a comment if you haven't already done so. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the comments.